In order for us to get into our two buns, first we need to go ahead and prep our hair. Prepping really starts at the shampoo bowl, but obviously I'm not starting there, so assuming that your shampoo steps were correct, then it's protect your hair against the blow dryer. So I'm using Redken Acid Heat Protection Thermal Spray with Firewall Heat Protectant Spray. And these are the easy things that we need in order to complete this look. Now, as I go back in and use my hot comb and my straightener, I am using the Redken Lightweight Shine Oil. And my hot comb is set to 250 and my straightener is actually set to 300. And each time you take that hot comb and that flat iron, you need to be spraying your hair with heat protectant, and you're leaving first before the heat. Now, most heat protectants actually protect up to 450, but I'm not trying to get a bone straight look because the last thing I want to do is have to restart over growing my hair out from being heat damaged once more. So I'm just going to speed through this. You know, we just need to get it straight enough, stretched out enough. We don't need it super silk, super flat. We're really going for a natural vibe here, okay? Our hair is textured. You don't need it super silk, okay? So then you're just going to section off your two buns and then your apex for your bang. Your bang, okay? And then we're going to use some black beeswax. Go ahead and mold your hair into place. And y'all also do not forget to be oiling your hair before you put the beeswax in. I'm sorry, y'all. Next time I'm gonna make sure I have a little bit more structure with my YouTube video. So I hope y'all stick around to see me get better. Put that into a pony, and then I'm going to then work the top and mold the top back into that same spot because that is where I want my ponytail to be. I want it to be low, I want it to be cute, and I want it to be even with the other side. So this is a good way for me to just make sure of that. And then I'm just going to be using this beeswax. Nothing too crazy, not a lot, because I heard beeswax is really tough to rinse out because it's very thick. So we're using it as if it's a gel, except gel will probably curl our hair back up. So instead we're using this thicker option instead, okay? But we are going to go in with our gel, our extreme but very light amount, and it's just to help get that more slick and lay down those hair just a little bit more. You don't want to use the gel as your main molding product due to the fact that if you have curly hair like me, your hair is definitely going to wave up, okay? And then I'm going to take the edge brush, and go ahead and shape those edges as well, and then take a actual ponytail versus the rubber bands that I was using. This is gonna really set the ponytail in place because after this we will not need to move it again. They're just going to cut out those rubber bands that move down as we continue to just shape our pony. And then we're going to move into beading in some braiding hair into our hair. And see, it was tough because I have very short hair, so those little flyaways definitely kept poking out. So it did take a couple of tries. And if it takes you a couple of tries, that is okay. You just want to try to tuck your natural hair behind the braiding hair as much as you can. And if it's not perfect, it's totally fine because we're not leaving this braid down. The braid is just add more of an illusion that we got a little bit more hair. Okay, so we're not going for a full-on braided look. It's just to make our ponytail, our bun look a little bit bigger and neater. Okay, and now I'm going in with the edge control because I want it to be a little bit more slick. I did. So I'm going in with some edge control now, and we're just going to shape and mold, and then a rubber band to go ahead and get that poofiness to go away. So this is what we are working with. And then we're going to do our bang. We're going to measure our tracks and then go ahead and place our tracks in. I think I did about maybe a total of 3 tracks in order to get the desired fullness that I needed. So I can go ahead and shape and mold the bang over to the side without it looking super thin, super see-through. Now we're just going to go back in with the beeswax some more, and we're going to do the other side, our other bun. Same thing, same steps. Okay, y'all? So I won't go over this one completely because you're literally going to do the same thing with this one as well that you've done to the other side. So let's go ahead and move into our bang pieces. I am going to go ahead and begin get an understanding where I want it to be using some hairspray to go ahead and help me pre-lay it. First, you want to see where it's going to lay, how you're going to lay it, how you're going to swoop it. And then once you get that out the way, then you can go ahead and begin molding. So now I'm using some edge control to go ahead and lay those flyaways at the top down. And then I'm going to use some gel, not a generous amount, okay, because we don't need our hair coloring back up. And then I'm going to work that beeswax through as well through the hair, so that way it has enough product to begin laying and sticking. And then we're just going to work it. Let me work it, show you how you can work it. Okay, go ahead and begin getting it into place again. And right now we're still not working or worried about getting the perfect mold or having it super slick. Right now we're focusing on molding it in place before we kind of slick for it to lay down. Once we do that, then we can begin slicking it into place and using a little bit more gel in order to do so. And then I love taking the comb and just really remolding it because it helps with get it closer together, those fine lines, and it just get in there. And then we're going to do our bun again and again. Feed your hair in. You don't need the perfect braid because we're going to bun it. We are creating illusion that this is our natural hair. So you don't have to worry about getting the most perfect braid, okay? Once we get that bun all bunned up, then we can move on to laying down our edges, which I'm going to be using edge control and some gel, okay? Very simple, very easy. Use the comb side of your edge brush, gives you more control. And then go ahead and go back in, get everything. This is where we shaping and we molding and things are coming together. This is like a trust the process type of thing. And now I'm going to use the wrap paper to go ahead and get it laid down. And this is what it looks like after we remove the paper. This lasted me about 4 days, which is pretty decent for a bun style, okay? So if you want more tutorials, go ahead and follow me. Show me some love, okay, y'all? Bye.